Hello, welcome to this tropical update. So let's see what's happening first for the Atlantic, then for the Eastern Pacific, then the Western Pacific. So let's see now. We have Debbie. We already talked about in the severe weather video. I'll put a link to the description if you want to know more about Debbie. And then we have this odd area here. It's down to 10% chance. So in our last video it was 20 or 30% chance. So it's down to 10% chance. So disorganized showers and thunderstorms located over the southwestern Caribbean associated with a tropical wave. The northern portion of this tropical wave could reach the southwestern Gulf of Mexico over the weekend. However, any development of the system should be slow to occur. Formation chance next 48 hours 0, 10% next 7 days. So this could try to form in the next 7 days by the southwestern Gulf of Mexico, but I believe there's a very low chance. So let's see here. So apparently in our last update, yes, it's down to 0% in the next 48 hours, but the 7-day outlook I think shows 0%. Yes, but whatever. This has a very low chance to develop, mainly because of some wind shear and some land interaction. So let's see if I can find the Atlantic here. So there's the tropical wave. It's in the southwestern Caribbean, so it might cross like Nicaragua, Honduras, through Central America and get to the southwestern Gulf, but all that land interaction there, plus Debbie making some wind shear, and you see that upper low in the southwestern Atlantic is also making some wind shear, so this has a very low chance to become something. Probably won't, but we are more concerned about the next system. So as you can see in the Eastern Atlantic, there's those big tropical waves in Africa, but some indications are that these tropical waves right in the Central Atlantic now, especially this one, could try to become something near the Caribbean next week. So as of now, they still don't have anything for that area, but we already have some indications there that something might try to form. So first things first, better take a look at some operational models to see what they have. So this is the GFS. It has Debbie there, the other tropical wave in the southwestern Caribbean, so it keeps going through Central America. Be careful in Nicaragua, Honduras, Mexico, and Belize of some heavy showers and thunderstorms associated with this tropical wave. And there is the next tropical wave coming. The GFS tries to spin up something, but it doesn't really make it. And then it passes through the northeastern Caribbean and central eastern Caribbean with a lot of rain and some heavy thunderstorms by August 13th, like next Tuesday, and then it keeps going through the Greater Antilles, more heavy rain, and the GFS tries to spin up something, but it doesn't really make it. It keeps trying there, like in Cuba, and then it takes this to the Gulf of Mexico again. So this is like more than 10 days out, and it's not very crazy on strength. It's just showing like a weak tropical storm, but it's too far out to know for sure at this point. So let's see, and then it goes there, but the GFS is actually developing this later down the road. The 0Z European, let's see, it has Debbie there, very big, and then the tropical wave there affecting Central America, and then we might try to form the southwestern Gulf, but not really. And then there's the next guy. It comes, tries to form a low pressure there, but quite not really. But regardless if this develops or not, by Tuesday, August 13th, there will be a lot of rain and thunderstorms in the northeastern Caribbean, so be ready for that. And then the European tries to develop it just north of Hispaniola in the southwestern Atlantic there, and then it goes north. So the European is also developing this. Let's see the Canadian. So there is Debbie, the tropical wave in Central America, and then this other guy starts coming, approaches the northeastern Caribbean by Tuesday, August 13th, then passes through Puerto Rico, some more thunderstorms by Wednesday through Hispaniola. Then it goes just north of the Turks and Caicos and forms into a tropical storm there. So practically all the biggest global models are developing this somewhere, but it's still too far out to know for sure. The icon goes a little bit less far out, but let's see, because this is like next Tuesday, so it's not that far in time. But let's see, the icon has the next wave coming, and then it tries, and the icon is also developing this just north of the northeastern Caribbean there by Tuesday, August 13th. So it has the worst passing just north of the islands, considering that the high pressure might be weaker or further to the east, because if it's stronger, it will trigger this to go into the Caribbean, regardless if it's a tropical wave or a tropical cyclone. But the icon is also developing this into a tropical depression, maybe into a tropical storm later. And then the icon also developing the next system. It doesn't really develop it because 1011 millibars is like still a disturbance, it's very weak, but it's trying to develop the next system too. So the icon is also into something. Let's see the Neftgen. There's Barrow, no, there's Debbie now, so tropical storm Debbie. And then let's see the wave in Central America. Let's see the last one, because this one is, but this goes less far out, but it has the wave approaching the northeastern Caribbean by Tuesday, but it doesn't really develop anything. It just has a bigger wave coming off later. So yeah, I guess we'll see. But the icon, the European, the Canadian, and the GFS are developing this next system in the southwestern Atlantic, and the GFS is in the Gulf, but it will most likely be in the southwestern Atlantic. So we gotta watch this very closely. The ensembles from the European. So let's see step by step. So next 60 hours, nothing crazy, just some small ensembles showing some low pressures there in Central America. So this is by Saturday. Let's see by Sunday, a first member starts showing a low pressure trying to form there. By next, and then by Tuesday, some members are already showing some possibilities there, like tropical depression strength or just strong tropical disturbance. Let's see. Then later, by Wednesday, August 14th, there are some members already showing tropical storm there. Some enter the Caribbean, but most go just north of the islands, and some through the islands there. So lots of members already showing some tropical storm strength. Let's see until the end here. So by 240 hours, there's a lot of support there. The European has many members there showing potential development in the southwestern Atlantic, near the Greater Antilles or through the Bahamas, but most members are in the southwestern Atlantic. Very little to no support for that Gulf system in Central America, and maybe a member or two showing something later. And later on, it shows some things off Africa, maybe some other signs and some other weak stuff, but there's a lot of support for this system coming. But this is the European. The GFS has little support. So this 240 hours, the GFS has some members to the north of the Caribbean, showing tropical depression, tropical storm strength. Some go through the Bahamas as a strong tropical storm, maybe a hurricane, but more like tropical storm. And some go north through the southwestern Atlantic. And yeah, so there's way less support than the European, but some members are already showing some signs too. And even a member or two shows that thing in the Gulf, but there's very low probability on that one. So, and it's trying to show more tropical waves coming out of Africa later, maybe something else to watch later. And let's see here some probabilities. So this tropical storm probabilities, like the weekly probability of tropical storm strike. So that's Debbie there. Let's see. And then later, just some tiny remnants of Debbie and some troughs. Let's see. But later, by between August 26th and September 2nd, it has more probabilities there some slightly like 5 to 10% tropical storm strike probabilities there, but for this first system between by August 13th, it's not showing much. Let's see, August 12th for August 19th, it has some probabilities in the southwestern Atlantic, but not much. It has more for the end of the month, and then even more later by September. So let's see. So this is the just the tropical storm probabilities, like tropical cyclone genesis probabilities. So I think it's some tropical storm strength. So let's see some other tropical storm probabilities. That's Debbie, the Eastern Pacific, still some. Then by August 12th, still nothing. By August 13th, still nothing. By August 14th, we start getting like a minuscule probability there. And then by August 15th, these probabilities grow, like some 10 to 20% in the orange, some tropical storm probabilities there. And then goes from 20 to 30% in the southwestern Atlantic, some probabilities. And then later, the probabilities remain at 20 to 30%, but grow in size, like some more areas with probabilities in the southwestern Atlantic. And then later, by August 18th, it shows even some 30 to 40% chance there in the yellow of tropical storm. So there are definitely some signs. So let's put out tropical cyclones, just like general tropical depression strength. It has some 30 to 40% probabilities there with that system Central America, but I doubt that will develop. More probabilities in the Eastern Pacific. Then this keeps going there for Central America. Still some 20 to 40% chance there, but not much. It doesn't really do much. But there, this by August 10th, we already have a probability or two in the Central Atlantic, 10 to 20% chance. Then later, by August 11th, it grows 20 to 30% chance. It keeps going towards the Caribbean, like 20 to 30% chance. And then by August 13th, by Tuesday, it goes to 30 to 40% chance there in the Atlantic near the Caribbean. By next Wednesday, the 14th, there I show some 40 to 50% tropical depression probabilities there in the northeastern Caribbean. So this next Wednesday, some 50% probabilities there. Let's see, next Thursday, it grows in size a little bit, some more areas under 40 to 50% probabilities, including Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and the yellow is 30 to 40%, including northeastern Caribbean and Hispaniola. Let's see, by August 16th, it declines a little bit, but still some 30 to 40% chance. By August 17th, a little bit less, because if it forms, it will likely be developed already in the southwestern Atlantic. By August 18th, still some 30 to 40% chance in the Atlantic, and then it goes out there. And maybe by August 19th, it already picks up some 30 to 40% chance of tropical depression near the Cabo Verde Islands there. So there are some signs showing possible stuff later we gotta watch. So let's see here what else. So let's see some rainfall. So I showed you most of the models. We will show you some more probabilistic statistics later. So let's just show you some rainfall for now. Next 5 days, more thunderstorms and rain Central America from that system there. So some 109, 100 millimeters in parts of Costa Rica. So be careful there. Maybe some heavy rains, isolated flash flooding. Now there's 50 to 30, 50 millimeters. In Nicaragua, it shows a little bit less, but it shows like 60, 70 millimeters from those thunderstorms coming from the tropical wave. San Andres, about 30 millimeters. More in western Nicaragua. And let's see, but showing more for El Salvador, around 100 and something millimeters. Let's see, Honduras there, 20 millimeters, 30 millimeters, 40 millimeters, but those thunderstorms from the tropical wave will also affect there from time to time, so be careful. Guatemala a little bit less, but shows some 25 millimeters, 18 millimeters. This is the next 3 days. So today's Wednesday, this until Saturday, I think. So shows some in Belize too, some showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two, some more in the Yucatan, some some daytime thunderstorms and some showers, and more for western Mexico. Those valleys there of Mexico tend to get a lot of thunderstorms during the afternoon, so be aware. Let's see more rain and thunderstorms through western Mexico next 3 days. Southern Mexico more, so be aware. Next 5 days, it grows a little bit more in Costa Rica, but not much, but some more accumulations there. 50 millimeters, 116, 117 millimeters. Western Costa Rica 78 millimeters, some areas a little bit more. Nicaragua some 60, 70, even 80 millimeters from those storms, 78 millimeters. Some other areas some 81 millimeters. And El Salvador shows up to 137, 131 millimeters. Honduras, southern Honduras a little bit more, but more showers and storms throughout Honduras, especially northern and southern Honduras. Guatemala, we will start already getting more accumulations through those central areas, likely where the tropical wave will be crossing with those thunderstorms. So be aware there. Southern Belize in the path as well. Might get around some 4 each 50 millimeters there in southern Belize. Northern Belize, a little bit more rain too. Through southern Mexico, shows some areas southern Mexico close to 90 millimeters, 100. Shows more thunderstorms and rain through southern Mexico, especially if this system goes into the Gulf and comes into Mexico later. More storms in the Yucatan, some more rain there. So be careful, more rains through western Mexico, some areas there of southern Mexico. And let's see, next 3 days for the Eastern Caribbean shows only some showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two, but mainly some showers. Next 5 days shows more in some areas, so next 3 days, next 5 days, so more showers and thunderstorms, some 15 to 20 millimeters accumulation. And the northeastern Caribbean shows some 16, 14, 17 millimeters. More in Puerto Rico, might be some more thunderstorms. More afternoon thunderstorms in the Dominican Republic. Be aware, in Haiti, some showers and storms too. But next 10 days, as this system comes, it shows a lot there as this system comes and curves north. As the next system there, so shows close to 100 millimeters in Puerto Rico. The next 10 days shows 70 millimeters, 80 millimeters through the Virgin Islands, Northeastern Caribbean. This in the next 10 days. So yeah, be aware. Next 5 days in Cuba shows some more showers throughout most of Cuba, some daytime thunderstorms. Next 12 hours show little to none. Next 24 hours, so until Thursday night, show some showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two. Next 3 days shows more. Next 5 days more. Next 10 days a little bit more. So be aware, some storms and showers in Cuba. Let's see, maybe some showers and passing thunderstorm in the Cayman Islands. More showers passing by Jamaica from time to time. Next 3 days, next 5 days, and there might be an isolated thunderstorm or two in the afternoon. So let's see. The Turks and Caicos a little bit more, but not much. The Bahamas, especially the northern Bahamas, shows close to 30, 50 millimeters parts of the northern Bahamas there. So there might be some more storms and more showers. As you can see in the satellite, there's still a lot of moisture there. Some thunderstorms affecting the area. So let's see. It shows a lot for Western Africa in the next 5 days, more than 146 millimeters in the coast of Guinea, and also in Guinea-Bissau, more than 100 millimeters, some in Senegal. Liberia shows a lot too, Sierra Leone, so be aware there of those storms from the tropical wave, also in other parts of Central Africa. Let's see. Some showers in the southern Cabo Verde, but nothing crazy for now. So be aware there. Let's see. And those are the two systems in the Pacific there. There's Debbie. let's just see one more thing for the Atlantic, then we'll move on to the Eastern Pacific. Let's see. Here, let's see here. So, this was issued yesterday on Tuesday. So for week 2 between August 14th and August 20th, there's a greater than a 40% chance of tropical development in the southwestern Atlantic, parts of the main development region, and that red and white stripe area is like a 20% chance of tropical development in the Gulf from that system, like a 20%, and shows through the main development region 20% as well. But then for week 3 between August 21st and August 27th, they gave it a 40% chance of tropical development in the Atlantic, in the like the in week 3, like one of the last weeks of August. So this includes a 20% chance in the Gulf, parts of the Great Antilles, the Bahamas, and a 5% chance in the main development region there of tropical activity. So this like tropical cyclone formation probability. So this is, it could be busy in the end of August, especially this far out in advance, giving those higher probabilities there. So it will be busy for sure. Let's see. And we'll soon talk about those other areas there in the Pacific and Indian Ocean. So let's see now the Eastern Pacific. So we have Fabio and Emilia there. So they're kind of spinning around each other there, seeing who's gonna take over each other. That is called a Fujiwara effect. So let's see some satellite. So let's see. Tropical storm Emilia, she's still pretty strong, and Fabio is kind of weaker. So Emilia will eventually take over Fabio there. So let's see here. Maybe some a better satellite. So you can see there that's Fabio to the south, weaker, and Emilia there. So nothing crazy. They're just heading out to sea there, and no more areas to watch for now. But we are getting some far out indications that we might have some more development there later. So let's see the Eastern Pacific. So this is the GFS. There's Fabio and Emilia. Then Emilia wins. So let's see. And then the GFS kind of has some systems trying to form by August 11th, but not really. And then later, but especially like very later. Let's see if it forms something. Not really. That doesn't form any consolidated cycle, just tries to spin something, but not really. Let's see the 0C. So yeah, it doesn't really form much, but let's see the Canadian. It has Fabio there and Emilia, and then just some more heavy rains for Mexico, Central America. Maybe something might try to spin near the coast there later on, but not much. So we'll keep monitoring there for now, and we'll keep you updated. So let's see now the Western Pacific. We have Tropical Depression 6 there, and by some indications it's already a tropical storm. So let's see here. So it's forecast to go north there, approaching Japan, but not really, maybe affecting as a remnant those southern islands of Alaska and Russia. So let's see. So it's a tropical depression. It's forecast to become a storm, then might try to become a typhoon, but not really. That's like a severe tropical storm. So yeah, a typhoon is not expected yet, but it could try to become a typhoon. You never know. But let's see here. So this is the official track here. It goes approaching Japan there and into those islands. So, but the models for the Western Pacific are still predicting some troubling systems for later on. So this is the GFS. So there's that storm now. It passes near Japan, but is that the storm we are talking about? Because the GFS has this curving, then eventually going to Japan there. So that's kind of crazy. So by August 11th, so this will be like by next Sunday. So I don't think this is going to happen because almost all models are taking it north, but you never know, then it goes into the Koreas. But this is the next troubling system we are talking about. The GFS forms this, goes to south central Japan there by August 16th, and then it keeps lingering there and goes out into the ocean again and gets picked up by some troughs. So let's see. So this is the GFS. So this now let's put the European. The European has the tropical storm there. It approaches Japan, but not really. It goes into those islands there. Let's see the 0Z. So it goes into those islands, and then there's that next system forming there. It forms and goes into central northern Japan, more like central Japan. So the GFS had it in southern Japan. The European has it making landfall by August 15th in central Japan. So both models are developing something later, going towards Japan, but still not still uncertain the strength and the location. But let's see, this is the Canadian. There's tropical storm 6 there, and then it keeps going into those islands there, potentially affecting southern Alaska and some areas. But let's see if it forms that next system. It starts forming there by August 14th, then it goes to almost the same location as the GFS into south central Japan by August 16th as just a tropical storm. So like 2 days ago we were showing like a super major typhoon. Now they are showing just like tropical storm, weak typhoon. But anyways, almost all the models are developing something going towards Japan later. So those areas gotta watch. Let's see, this is the icon model. There's that first storm that goes towards the islands, and the next storm trying to form there, but it kind of tries to go to the north like the European, and it also forms another storm down there, but the run is over. So let's see if the last one goes a little bit further. So the last one, it had it stronger further south, so there may be a little system there and another trying to form there. So this is the icon. It's also developing something there. But if we go back to the GFS again, it also has something forming just south of Taiwan by August 15th, maybe going to China, and maybe some more stuff later, but nothing crazy. So this is mainly it. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see the European. So here, so this is the rainfall accumulation until Sunday, August 11th. There's more in those islands there from the system, potential like up to 150 millimeters possibly, some areas there. More in Mongolia, some more in China, some 80 90 millimeters in those purple areas. Those purple areas could range between like 50 and 100 millimeters. So there's more for northern Myanmar. Those yellows are almost to 300 millimeters. More northeastern India, close to 200 300 millimeters. Let's see. So Cambodia, more like 90 80 millimeters in northern Cambodia, or some 60 millimeters, a little bit less. More in Laos, around 50 to 70 millimeters in northeastern Thailand and Laos. More northern Vietnam, some 60 to 80 millimeters there, and some more isolated afternoon storms in other parts of Thailand and Vietnam. More thunderstorms and tropical showers in Sumatra, in Malaysia, in Brunei, in other parts of Indonesia. Let's see here now if we can get to other parts of Asia. So here's for northern India. It is close to 125 millimeters. Parts of northern India, central India, because of those storms, and until Sunday. The northeastern India, Myanmar, more in Bangladesh, some 50 to 90 millimeters, and more than 100 in northern Bangladesh. Northeastern India, together with southern Bhutan, more than 150 millimeters. It's a little bit more western India. Let's see here regions. So here's a better view. So this is like the next 4 to 3 days. Let's see further. So this year is until August 13th, until next Tuesday. So until next Tuesday shows almost 400 millimeters north central India, kind of western India from the storms and the monsoon. More in Sri Lanka a little bit. Let's see some more southern India, close to 100 millimeters. More in Bangladesh. So this is until in the next 6 days. So this rain will be distributed between the next 6 days. So it won't fall all in one day, but it's a lot of rain. So it shows close to 100, more than 100 millimeters from most of Bangladesh, close to 200-300 in northern Bangladesh, northeastern India more than 200 in some areas, southern Bhutan close to 200 millimeters, northeastern India, Nepal more than 100, some spots to 200 millimeters, northern India more risk of mudslides in the mountains there because of the storms. So be careful. Even Pakistan, some more storms in northern Pakistan and maybe some other areas. So and until like August 17th, even more, but it's like 10 days out, so let's not pay much attention to this, but it has way more there until August 17th. So let's see some more stuff. So it has the rains there during the day and the storms, and could be more storms at night too during the day. So please be careful, especially in those northwestern central India areas. Let's see more through Bangladesh, northeastern India, some more heavy rains, southern China, northeastern India, through Myanmar, some passing thunderstorms and showers in southeastern Asia. Let's see some showers or storms in Sri Lanka, southern India, but this is mainly it. For the Western Pacific, they have only a 20% chance of tropical formation through week 2 in those areas there where I showed you those possible storms, but it's only around Taiwan, southern Japan, they have some probabilities there. And apparently, even south of the equator, they already have some probabilities there in the Indian Ocean. So that's kind of strange for this time of year, but they have some 20% probabilities there too. So we'll keep monitoring the Western tropics and the Eastern tropics and stay safe. Thanks for watching.